The universe had a funny way of making history. On what seemed like a normal Tuesday morning aboard the Earth ship Audacity, Captain Jack Thompson was doing what he did best, drinking his third cup of coffee while watching cat videos on his command chair's personal screen. "Captain," called out Bob, the ship's oddly informal AI, "you might want to look out the front window. We've got company." Thompson nearly spilled his coffee when he saw what was outside. There, floating in the vast darkness of space, was the biggest collection of ships he had ever seen. They were sleek, shiny, and definitely not human-made. Their metallic surfaces gleamed with a purple-blue light that made them look like giant space diamonds. "Well, would you look at that?" Thompson said, straightening his slightly wrinkled uniform. "Looks like we're having guests for dinner. Better tell the cook to make extra mac and cheese." The bridge crew stared at their captain, trying to decide if he was being brave or just crazy. Lieutenant Mike at Communications was the first to break the silence. "Sir, they're trying to contact us. It's a very formal message." "Put it on the big screen, Mike. Let's see what our new friends want." The screen lit up to show a tall, blue-skinned alien wearing what looked like every medal ever made. His expression was so serious it made funeral directors look cheerful. "ATTNTLION ILANOWEN vessel," the alien boomed. "UAVENT the sovereign territory of the Grand Galactic Imperial Fleet. Prepare for inspection and CATALOGing." Captain Thompson grinned and turned to his crew. "Hey, they're throwing us a welcome party. Bob, send them our standard Earth greeting package." "The meme compilation, sir?" Bob asked, his digital voice somehow managing to sound mischievous. "You know it, buddy." Before anyone could stop him, Thompson had authorized the ship's AI to send the Empire's flagship a data packet containing Earth's greatest hits, Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up," a collection of cat videos, and several classic memes from the past century. The Imperial Admiral's face on the screen changed from blue to purple as the data streamed in. What is this, Minadines?" "Just a little welcome gift from Earth," Thompson replied, giving them his best smile. "By the way, has anyone ever told you that TYPING in all CAPs looks like Sheshautuang?" The bridge crew tried to hide their laughter as the Admiral's face went through several interesting color changes. "Lieutenant Thompson called out to his science officer, "Start playing Earth's greatest party hits on all frequencies. If we're making first contact, we might as well do it in style." As Dancing Queen by ABA began echoing across space, the Imperial fleet seemed to collectively freeze in confusion. Their perfect formation wavered as some ships started moving slightly to the beat. "CEASETHAISLMNEDIA," the Admiral demanded. "This is not proper first contact protocol." "Oh, we have a protocol for this?" Thompson asked, genuinely surprised. "Bob, do we have a protocol for this?" "Checking files," Bob replied cheerfully. "Nope. But I did find this great gif of a dancing cat. Should I send it?" "Make it so." The next few hours were chaos as the Imperial fleet tried to maintain their dignity, while the Audacity's crew treated the whole thing like an unexpected party. They sent over recipes for hot sauce, challenged the Imperial ships to a dance-off, and somehow managed to teach 3 alien crews how to do the Macarena via long-range communications. By the end of the day, Earth had made its mark on galactic society, though perhaps not in the way anyone had expected. The Imperial Admiral had to be treated for what his medical staff called acute protocol violation shock, and 17 different Imperial ships had requested copies of Earth's music database. As Captain Thompson settled in for the evening with his 4th cup of coffee, he couldn't help but feel proud. "You know what, Bob?" he said to the ship's eye. "I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship." "Indeed, sir," Bob replied. "Should I prepare the karaoke machine for tomorrow's diplomatic meeting?" Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. The Imperial delegation's shuttle docked with the Audacity at exactly 900 hours ship time, which happened to be right in the middle of the crew's breakfast. Captain Thompson had insisted on serving a traditional Earth breakfast to their guests, complete with pancakes, bacon, and enough coffee to fuel a small city. "Are you sure about this, sir?" Lieutenant Mike asked, watching the captain arrange smiley faces on pancakes using whipped cream. "The Empire's cultural guide says they're very formal." "That's exactly why they need pancakes," Thompson replied wisely. "Nobody can stay formal with syrup on their faces." The airlock hissed open to reveal 3 tall Imperial diplomats. Their leader, Ambassador Gray, wore robes so stiff with decoration they practically stood up by themselves. His 2 assistants carried what looked like ancient scrolls and data tablets. "Greetings, Primitive," Ambassador Gray began, then stopped abruptly as a small orange cat wandered past his feet. "What is this creature?" "Oh, that's Pancake," Thompson said cheerfully. "Ship's morale officer. Don't mind her, she's just doing her rounds." The ambassador's eye twitched. "You allow non-sentient life forms to freely roam your vessel?" "Well, I wouldn't say non-sentient," Bob the AI chimed in. "Pancake has managed to train the entire crew to feed her on demand. Seems pretty smart to me." The Imperial diplomats huddled together, furiously consulting their cultural guides. Nothing in their 1,000-year-old texts had prepared them for casual humans with pet cats and talking computers that made jokes. "Please," Thompson gestured to the mess hall, "join us for breakfast. We're having something special today." The ambassador's eyes widened in horror as he watched humans eating with their hands, drinking hot bitter liquid, coffee, and worst of all, laughing during a meal. His assistants frantically took notes, occasionally stopping to stare at crew members who were putting hot sauce on their eggs. "Is that poison?" one assistant asked, pointing at a crew member's bottle of Tabasco. "Nah, that's just Dave's mild sauce," Thompson explained. "You should see what he puts on his tacos." The ambassador turned a pale shade of blue. "You intentionally consume pain-inducing substances. Want to try some?" Dave offered helpfully, holding out his eggs. What followed was the first documented case of an Imperial diplomat fainting during a diplomatic meeting. As the medical team revived the ambassador, his assistants discovered something even more disturbing. Earth memes displayed on the mess hall screens. "What are these?" "Images with text," the second assistant asked, staring at a grumpy cat meme. "Oh boy," Bob said gleefully. "Let me introduce you to the wonderful world of internet culture." For the next 2 hours, the Imperial delegation sat in stunned silence as Bob showed them cat videos, memes, and viral dance challenges. Their cultural database crashed 3 times trying to categorize what it was seeing. The situation got even more complicated when Thompson announced it was Casual Friday. "But it's Tuesday," the ambassador protested weakly. "Yeah, but we have Casual Friday every day," Thompson explained. "Keeps morale up." The Imperial diplomats watched in horror as crew members changed into t-shirts with strange sayings like "I'm with stupid" and "Deathworld survivor." Their horror turned to confusion when they realized humans had already made shirts saying, "I met the Empire, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt." "How? When did you make those?" the ambassador asked. "Oh, Bob has a shirt printer," Thompson said. "Want one? We made some in your size." By the end of the day, the Imperial delegation left the Audacity with their formal robes slightly wrinkled, syrup stains on their cultural guides, and though they would never admit it, 3 I Earth t-shirts hidden in their diplomatic pouches. As they departed, Ambassador Gray was heard muttering, "They drink liquid stimulants, eat pain-causing substances, cohabitate with small predators, and their computer makes jokes. The High Council will never believe this. Should I send them our cat video compilation as a goodbye gift?" Bob asked. Thompson grinned. "Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. The Imperial scientists had been studying Earth and its inhabitants for a week now, and they were getting more worried by the hour. Their latest report to the Empire's High Council was causing quite a stir. "Let me get this straight," the High Commander said, reading the report with growing concern. "These humans live on a planet with crushing gravity, deadly radiation from their sun, extreme temperature variations, thousands of poisonous species, and they drink coffee for fun." "It gets worse, sir," the lead scientist replied. "They actually seek out spicy food. They deliberately eat things that cause pain. And they keep predators in their homes." The High Council chamber erupted in chaos as the officials tried to process this information. Meanwhile, aboard the Audacity, Captain Thompson was dealing with his own interesting situation. "Bob," Thompson called out to the ship's eye, "why are all the Imperial scientists running away from Dave?" "Oh, that's because he's eating his lunch," Bob replied cheerfully. "Apparently, his ghost pepper sandwich is being classified as a weapon of mass destruction." Dave looked up from his lunch, confused. "I didn't even use the really hot sauce today." The situation got even more interesting when the Empire's official classification came through. Bob displayed it on the main screen, trying to contain his digital laughter. "Official Imperial CLA Sci-Fi. Humans. Extreme DEATHORLD species. Approach with caution. May consume dangerous substances. For entertainment." Thompson read the classification and grinned. "Hey, that's pretty cool. Bob, can you print that on t-shirts?" "Already done, sir." The crew's fighting over them in the recreation room. Within hours, every human ship in the sector was proudly displaying their new certified Deathworlder badges. The Imperial fleet watched in confusion as humans celebrated being classified as one of the most dangerous species in the galaxy. "They're happy about it?" an Imperial officer asked, watching the humans through the view screens. "Not just happy," his assistant replied. "They're making memes about it." Sure enough, the galactic internet was suddenly flooded with human-made memes about being Deathworlders. Pictures of cats were labeled mini Deathworlders. Someone had edited the "I'm with stupid" shirts to read "I'm with Deathworlder." Even the coffee cups in the Audacity's mess hall now had Deathworld juice written on them. The Empire's cultural researchers were working overtime trying to understand this reaction. Their confusion only grew when they discovered humans had started a social media trend called #DeathWorlderChallenge, where people posted videos of themselves eating spicy foods or doing everyday Earth activities that terrified the aliens. "Sir," Lieutenant Mike called out to Thompson, "the Imperial scientists want to know why we're not more concerned about living on a, let me check their exact words, horrifically dangerous death trap of a planet." Thompson sipped his coffee thoughtfully. "Tell them we're too busy planning next week's hot sauce competition to worry about it." The scientists' horror reached new heights when they discovered human entertainment. Action movies were classified as documentary footage of routine human activities. Wildlife shows were labeled extreme survival documentation. And cooking shows. Those were immediately classified as restricted content. "These humans," an Imperial researcher wrote in his journal, "they jump out of perfectly good aircraft for fun. They climb frozen mountains because they're there. They keep venomous snakes as pets, and they think we're the strange ones." Back on the Audacity, the crew was having the time of their lives. They had started giving Imperial visitors tours of what they called normal human things that freak out aliens. The tour included watching someone eat a jalapeno popper, petting Pancake the cat, and witnessing the horror of someone drinking black coffee. "Captain," Bob announced, "the Imperial scientists are requesting we stop sending them videos of Earth's extreme sports." "Did you tell them those were just regular gym activities?" "Yes, sir. 3 of them fainted when they saw parkour footage." Thompson leaned back in his chair, enjoying his 4th cup of coffee for the day. "You know what, Bob? I think we might be the most entertaining thing that's happened to the Empire in centuries. Indeed, sir. Should I start planning the Humans Are Space Orcs celebration party? Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. The Imperial Administrative Center was having the worst day in its 1,000-year history. The cause: Earth's official application for recognition as a spacefaring civilization, submitted in Comic Sans font, decorated with emojis, and including a viral cat video as a required attachment. This cannot be a real application, Chief Administrator Green muttered, staring at his screen. They've listed their planetary defense system as Bob and his friends, and their official government type as, it's complicated. His assistant looked equally confused. Sir, they've also submitted their entire internet as cultural documentation. Our systems have been trying to categorize cat videos for 3 days straight. Meanwhile, aboard the Audacity, Captain Thompson was quite proud of their submission. How's the application processing going, Bob? Well, the AI replied cheerfully. I just received their 15th request to please stop sending memes as official documentation. Also, they're demanding to know why we included a recipe for chocolate cake in our weapons capability report. Did you tell them it's because my mom's chocolate cake is a weapon of mass destruction? I did. They've now classified all Earth desserts as potential bioweapons. The situation got even more chaotic when the Imperial bureaucrats discovered TikTok. The entire administrative department ground to a halt as thousands of alien officials became addicted to watching humans do dance challenges. Sir, an Imperial clerk reported to Chief Administrator Green, we've lost the entire filing department. They're all trying to learn something called the Macarena. The Chief Administrator rubbed his temples. Just tell me the humans have at least filled out Form X789B properly. About that, sir. They've submitted it as a rap video. Back on Earth, the human diplomatic team was having the time of their lives. They had turned filling out Imperial paperwork into a social media challenge. #Galactic Paperwork Challenge was trending, with millions of humans submitting increasingly creative interpretations of official forms. Captain, Bob announced, someone just submitted their citizenship application as an interpretive dance. Thompson nearly spilled his coffee laughing. Please tell me you recorded it. Of course. I've also compiled a best of Bureaucratic breakdowns video featuring Imperial officials reacting to our submissions. It's gone viral in 3 sectors. The Empire's attempts to maintain order were further complicated when humans introduced them to internet memes about bureaucracy. Pictures of grumpy cats with captions about paperwork began circulating through the Imperial Administrative Network. The phrase "stir, this is a Wendy's" had somehow become the standard response to overly complex Imperial directives. They've classified our paperwork system as a form of psychological warfare, Bob reported, sounding amused. Thompson nodded sagely. To be fair, it kind of is. The crisis reached its peak when someone in the Imperial Records Department accidentally clicked on a link to Never Gonna Give You Up. Within hours, rickrolling had spread through the entire Imperial bureaucracy like wildfire. Emergency meeting. The message from Chief Administrator Green blared across all channels. All departments must CEAC WATCHANG work humans KAL fail QMPILATONs immediately. Should we tell them about YouTube? Lieutenant Mike asked. Thompson grinned. Let's save that for next week's cultural exchange package. The Empire's final attempt to restore order came in the form of a 10,000-page manual on proper documentation procedures. The humans responded by turning it into a series of memes and creating a musical version that went viral across the galaxy. Captain, Bob chimed in, the Imperial Administrative Center is demanding to know why we've listed vibing as our official response to their latest directive. Tell them we're just keeping it real, Bob. They've also noticed that all our official timestamps are followed by lol or ulmao. Thompson shrugged. It's called adding personality to paperwork, Bob. They should try it sometime. As the day ended, The Imperial bureaucracy had effectively given up. They created a new classification specifically for Earth documentation. Just accept it and move on. You know what the best part is? Thompson said to his crew. Next week we get to introduce them to email chains and reply all disasters. Should I prepare that this meeting could have been an email presentation? Bob asked. Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. The Imperial Military Academy was in complete chaos. Admiral White, the Empire's top military instructor, stood before a room full of confused alien officers, trying to explain the latest human military transmission they had intercepted. What do they mean by, "We're going to wing it"? The Admiral asked, his face turning a deeper shade of blue. Where are their 1,000-page battle plans? Their detailed strategic analyses? A junior officer raised his hand. Sir, the human captain's exact words were, "Hold my coffee and watch this." Meanwhile, aboard the Audacity, Captain Thompson was giving the Imperial military observers a tour of Earth's combat training methods. He had just finished showing them what he called essential Earth military documentaries. So you're telling me, an Imperial commander said slowly, that Die Hard and Top Gun are your training videos. Don't forget Independence Day, Thompson replied cheerfully. That's required viewing for all Space Fleet personnel. The Imperial military observers were frantically taking notes as they watched humans approach combat training in ways that defied all their military doctrines. The sight of Marines having a Nerf gun battle in the cargo bay nearly caused one observer to faint. Bob, Thompson called out, how's the Imperial tactical assessment of our capabilities going? Well, the AI responded, they're very confused about why our battle cry is Leroy Jenkins, and why we keep saying yeet during combat exercises. The situation got even more interesting when the Imperial military discovered human video games. They had mistaken Call of Duty chat logs for actual military communications. Sir, a panicked Imperial analyst reported, humans apparently teach their children combat tactics through something called Minecraft PvE and Among Us. The Imperial War College had to completely revise their curriculum. They added new courses like Understanding Human Battle Memes and Why Earth Marines Fight for Crayons. The section on human military slang alone was longer than their previous entire tactical manual. Captain, Bob announced, the Imperial Fleet is requesting clarification about our combat doctrine of mess around and find out. Thompson sipped his coffee. Tell them it's classified. The Empire's attempt to understand human military culture led to even more confusion when they discovered paintball and laser tag. They couldn't comprehend why humans would turn combat training into entertainment. These humans, an Imperial general wrote in his report, they treat warfare like a game, yet they're terrifyingly effective. They call their most dangerous weapons boomsticks and refer to their elite units as chaos gremlins. The confusion reached new heights when the Imperial observers witnessed a Marine sergeant teaching combat techniques using quotes from SpongeBob SquarePants. Are you ready, kids? The sergeant shouted. Aye, Sergeant, his unit responded. The Imperial observers just stared in bewilderment. Sir, an Imperial officer reported to his superior, the humans have a tactic they call Plan B. And what is Plan B? According to them, it's improvise, adapt, overcome, then get tacos. Back on the Audacity, Thompson was enjoying the chaos. The Imperial military had started adopting human terms without fully understanding them. Reports came in of alien officers ending transmissions with yeet and calling their battle strategies pro-gamer moves. Captain, Bob chimed in. The Imperial fleet is demanding to know why our official response to their tactical analysis is lol followed by the "this is fine" dog meme. Tell them we're establishing diplomatic dominance through superior meme warfare, Thompson replied. The final straw came when the Imperial Military Academy discovered human action movies. They had already started incorporating Mission Impossible theme music into their training exercises. Sir, a cadet reported to Admiral White, The humans have something called Florida Man tactics. Should we add this to our study curriculum? The admiral, who had given up trying to understand human military logic, just sighed. Put it in the things humans do that we don't question file. Captain, Bob said, should we show them our collection of military fail compilations next? Thompson grinned. Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. The Imperial Economic Council was facing its biggest crisis in centuries. The cause, a simple Earth food called pizza that was now threatening to destabilize the entire galactic economy. How did this happen? Demanded the head of trade relations, his tentacles twitching nervously. 1 Earth month ago, no one had heard of this pizza. Now it's all anyone wants. His assistant pulled up the data hologram. It started when Captain Thompson hosted that diplomatic dinner on the Audacity. He called it Pizza Friday, even though it was Tuesday. Meanwhile, aboard the Audacity, Thompson was dealing with his own crisis. They were running out of pepperoni. Bob, he called out to the ship's what's our current trading status? Well, Bob replied cheerfully, we've received offers to trade 3 star systems and a small moon for your secret pizza recipe. Also, someone's offering their firstborn child for Dave's hot sauce collection. The situation had started simply enough. The Audacity's chef had made pizza for some visiting imperial dignitaries. Within hours, pictures of the cheese-covered delicacy had gone viral across the galactic internet. By the end of the week, Earth food had become the most valuable currency in the known universe. Sir, Lieutenant Mike reported, the Imperials are offering to trade their most advanced technology for something called a Taco Tuesday franchise. Thompson nodded sagely. Tell them we'll throw in free guacamole if they fast-track our membership application. The Empire's economists were baffled. Their complex trading systems, built over thousands of years, were being upended by human snack foods. The discovery of coffee had only made things worse. Captain, Bob announced, the Imperial Senate is debating whether to classify coffee as a controlled substance. They're calling it too powerful for civilian use. Have they tried it with cream and sugared yet? No, sir. The last Imperial who attempted a frappuccino is still vibrating. The chaos spread further when humans introduced the concept of food trucks to the galaxy. The first intergalactic food truck, Earth Eats, caused a traffic jam of spaceships that stretched across 3 solar systems. The Empire's trying to understand our pricing system, Bob reported. They can't figure out why we trade precious metals for something called a jumbo hot dog. Thompson sipped his coffee. Wait until they discover ice cream. The situation reached new levels of absurdity when Earth memes became legitimate currency. Rare papes were being traded for starships. Someone had successfully purchased a small moon using nothing but a collection of cat videos. Sir, Lieutenant Mike called out, the Imperial Trade Federation wants to know why we're asking for payment in vibes and good times. Tell them it's part of our complex Earth economic system. Thompson replied with a straight face. The Empire's attempts to regulate Earth cuisine only made things worse. Their official classification of hot sauce as a weapon of mass destruction had created a thriving black market. Underground pizza parlors were popping up across the galaxy. Captain, Bob chimed in. We've received a priority message. Apparently, someone introduced the Imperials to something called a pizza bagel. Oh boy, Thompson grinned. How are they taking it? 3 trade ministers have resigned, and they're reconsidering their entire economic model. The final straw came when humans introduced the concept of all-you-can-eat buffets to the galaxy. The Empire's resource management systems crashed trying to calculate the implications. Sir, an Imperial economist reported to his superior, the humans have something called unlimited breadsticks. Our computers can't process the concept of unlimited anything. Back on the Audacity, Thompson was reviewing the day's trade offers. Bob, how many star systems are we up to now? 17, sir, though most of them just want the recipe for chocolate chip cookies. Should we tell them about dessert pizza next? That might cause the complete collapse of their economic system. Sir, Thompson considered this for a moment. You're right. Better wait until after they process the concept of hot wings. Sir, Bob said, should I start preparing the presentation on Earth's most dangerous weapon yet, the concept of brunch? Thompson grinned. Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask. 6 months after first contact, the Empire had officially given up trying to classify humans. Their newest official document simply stated, humans, classification. Too weird to classify. Just roll with it. Captain Thompson sat in his command chair, reading the latest reports from across the galaxy. The changes humans had brought to the Empire were both hilarious and profound. Bob, he called out to his AI companion, how's our cultural integration going? Well, Bob replied cheerfully, 17 Imperial worlds have declared Monday through Friday as casual days. They're still trying to figure out what to do with Saturday and Sunday. The Empire had started hiring humans as chaos consultants across the galaxy. Their job, teaching aliens how to think outside the box and wing it when needed. The results were interesting, to say the least. Sir, Lieutenant Mike reported, an Imperial battleship just responded to a formal hail with, "What's up, fam?" I think our slang is spreading. Thompson grinned. How's the first human Imperial comedy club doing? Standing room only, sir, though the Imperials are still struggling with the concept of "that's what she said" jokes. The changes were everywhere. Imperial officers had started keeping pets on their ships, though most chose hamsters, as cats were still classified as miniature death beasts. The Imperial Senate had replaced their 1,000-page meeting protocols with a simple sign reading "Vibe check required." Captain, Bob announced, the Imperial Cultural Ministry wants to know if yeet is an appropriate response in formal diplomatic situations. Tell them it depends on the vibe, Thompson replied, sipping his coffee. The Empire's formal language had undergone a dramatic transformation. Their once rigid diplomatic protocols now included phrases like "bruh moment" and "no cap." The Imperial Academy had added a new required course, Understanding Human Internet Culture 101. Sir, called out Dave from his station, remember that hot sauce I traded to the Imperial Admiral last week? They're using it as a rite of passage in their military now. The galaxy had changed in other ways too. Imperial ships now had recreation rooms with video game consoles. The official Imperial greeting had been shortened from a 5-minute formal speech to sup. The Empire's central AI systems had all developed a sense of humor, inspired by Bob. Captain, Bob said, you'll be pleased to know that the Imperial High Command has officially adopted. It is what it is as an acceptable response to unexpected situations. Thompson nodded approvingly. They're learning. The biggest change was in how the Empire handled problems. Instead of forming committees and writing reports, they started asking, what would humans do? This usually led to creative, if somewhat chaotic, solutions. Sir, Lieutenant Mike called out, an Imperial science vessel just solved a complex engineering problem by, and I quote, hitting it until it worked. They're definitely learning. Thompson grinned. The Empire's official documents now came with meme attachments for better cultural understanding. Their emergency protocols included options like wing it and figure it out as we go. Even their most serious military commanders had started ending transmissions with "lol." Captain, Bob reported, the Imperial Senate just passed a new law requiring all official meetings to have snacks. They're calling it the Vibes Enhancement Act. The final sign that things had changed forever came when the Empire updated their official motto. The 1,000-year-old order through power was replaced with keep calm and carry on. Or don't, whatever works. You know what the best part is? Thompson said to his crew. They're actually having fun now. The Empire, once known for its rigid structure and formal ways, had become a place where both order and chaos could coexist. Humans had brought their special brand of controlled mayhem to the galaxy, and surprisingly, everyone was better for it. Sir, Bob said, "The Imperial High Commander wants to know if we're still on for next week's intergalactic meme contest." Thompson smiled. "Tell them we wouldn't miss it for all the pizza in the galaxy." "Should I prepare our presentation on why Earth calls it a gaming chair when it's clearly just a chair?" Thompson leaned back in his command chair, feeling proud of how far they'd come. "Bob, my friend, I thought you'd never ask." And so, the galaxy continued spinning, a little less orderly, a lot more fun, and definitely more human than ever before.